Vigilante Williamson with a horrible story to report that may even have even more horrible implications for all of us. A doctor has died at a Disney World restaurant after letting them know that they had allergies, even picking a restaurant because they supposedly catered to people who did have allergies. And despite letting the restaurant and letting the waiter and letting all the staff know about their allergies, they were still served food that had the same allergens that ultimately killed them, even though they tried to survive with the EpiPen. And the wrongful death suit that's been brought about by the woman's husband may get thrown out because he signed up for Disney Plus back in 2019. Because apparently there's a terms of service line that says you cannot bring litigation to Disney. And if something like this is allowed to have precedent, it could be a dramatic and disgusting thing for the world. And I also want to, just before I get into the implications, just really give a heartfelt condolences to the young lady, or to the family, and to the doctor. I don't want to mispronounce the individual's name. Tang Sun is looks like her name was, and I don't want to mess it up. You know, I apologize for even that mispronunciation. But that said, I just want to offer my condolences for her family. That's a horrible story. You go to Disney World and, you know, say whatever you will about Disney. I mean, obviously they're an evil corporation, but whatever. I mean, you go out and you're trying to have fun at Disney World, going out to a restaurant with loved ones, and it's a sobering reminder how short life is. I mean, one moment, this woman was a doctor with a happy life, enjoying dinner with her husband, and the next moment she's not here anymore. And it's like scary. It's scary and it's sobering that life is short and anything can happen. As far as Disney, like I said, they're an evil corporation, and this is disgusting. They just won't pay a simple wrongful death suit as a $1 billion corporation. They probably are spending more money on the litigation for this than they would be to pay it out. And maybe it's because if they're able to enforce it, it would avoid so much litigation going forward. There's a non-zero chance that Disney would get away with not just this person's wrongful death, but potentially the wrongful death of up to 150 million American Disney Plus users if such a thing were to get legal precedence. It's dramatic, it's insane, it's something out of Black Mirror, it's disgusting. And again, the legal precedence element, I mean, if terms of service are allowed to be this loose, it could mean any corporation could potentially, you know, remove themselves from litigation and remove themselves from basically criminal activity. This person was notified about allergies and they fed somebody something that they knew the person was allergic to. And that, you know, that's sickening. You know what I mean? It starts from a Disney mistake. It starts from a mistake of greed. They didn't want to turn away the person's money, so they just fed them whatever, didn't care about their health. Then the person dies, and now Disney doesn't want to pay up, and they don't really want to pay up for anything. And imagine if other companies, imagine Google, imagine if they put something like this in their term of service. That would basically mean, you know, you can never sue Google no matter what. Imagine that. The world could never sue Google for anything. That's insane. But that's the world we live in. The corporations are the government. I don't want to bring myself into it too much, but I can't help but to think about some of the videos I made poking fun at individuals in the political space. And I got a lot of feedback about, you know, there's a lot of misguided feedback, but there was some feedback about why you should vote and this trust in the government. It's like, listen, man, unfortunately, the corporations are the government. That's why there's a whistleblower from Boeing that's missing. That's why the cost of living dramatically rose on everybody, and the cost of a home doubled in 2 years because of corporate interests. That's why we have the biggest wealth transfer in human history over the past 4 years. And that's why, unfortunately, this woman died. Her death may be in vain and to the benefit of an evil $1 billion conglomerate, and it's disgusting. The government is not the government, If you want to vote and you want to do all that stuff, that's fine. The corporations run this world. It's so bad that even the article that I'm using has to list that Disney Plus is amongst their sponsors. It's an NPR article, and it says Disney Plus is amongst NPR's financial sponsors. That's how controlled we are. You can't even get a report without Disney sponsoring the people who report it. And that's the problem. Corporations are too fucking powerful. And no, I'm not trying to preach some socialist bullshit, because that's not an answer. That's not a response either. But stop focusing on the fucking government and start focusing on the actual government. And that's the people with the deep pockets. It's the people like BlackRock, Vanguard, and Disney, Boeing. You name it. You name an evil corporation. The pharmaceutical companies. Haven't they had a lot of fun the past few years? And they've been able to avoid litigation for a lot of potential deaths. Allegedly. It's the world we live in. A corporation can kill you and get away with it, and there's nothing you can do about it. But please, please, please argue over which VP candidate is more of a degenerate. That's productive. And then tell me that I need to vote for one of these assholes. Again, condolences to the doctor and the young lady's family, and condolences to anyone else who's died over corporate misconduct, and when their family tried to get some recompense, they got out corpoed. It's really disgusting, but this country allows it, and just the world allows it. The world is corrupt. There's no way around it, and it sucks. And I hope to God that this case is allowed to go through and is not thrown out, and that this person's family is allowed to sue Disney and does so successfully.